Yeah, this is Al Huss from Arizona Going Green. We do home energy audits on homes, just like this one that we're getting ready to do. We do the home energy audits to try to find the best ways to save energy, where this home is efficient and inefficient, so that we can save that energy, save you a little money, and help us save some fossil fuels and save the planet. Also, what we look at is that this home with its orientation might be a great home for solar and some renewable energy, but we need to tighten up that house. Energy experts all over will tell you the first thing to do is tighten up that house, because you can waste solar energy as well as wasting your fossil fuel energy. So we want to tighten up this house, make it as efficient as possible, and then when we are looking at the renewables, we get our best return on investment for those renewables. So the first thing we're going to do is we walk the outside of the home and we check for natural shading, hot spots, sun orientation, and things like that, where we look at where we can save some natural energy, get some natural uses of the environment. One of the things when you're looking is you're looking for how the envelope is sealed from the outside. Now I will do further tests, but as I was walking outside, so this wall used to be complete and they changed their overhang here. You can see in the brick right there, there's actually a hole in that brick there. Now I will test that from the inside as well when I get my thermal gun out to see if there's a penetration, but there's a good chance what we're going to do is see some penetration there, which would make some air infiltration during the hot times of the summer, which would be very easy to patch there with just a little bit of cement and stuff like that, or any type of sealer, even clear caulk sealers like that. So that's the kind of thing we're looking for from the outside. Now the other thing that I found out here is this home has no east-west orientations, which means windows on the east-west orientations, which is sometimes when you get the morning sun, afternoon sun. The other thing here we look for very much is the south exposure, and as we have here, they put up these things here, and the overhang they have at 2 foot, the window down there is pretty well secluded because it's more on the east side, and when the sun comes up to that the fireplace there, they're kind of shaded, but this whole window area here is very exposed to the sun almost continually all day with this very little break here. So now what the homeowners have told me here is they were very interested in building out a completely covered patio, which would help greatly. In the meantime, what I would probably recommend, and I know they can't necessarily do on the old door, is either looking at some sun screens on the side windows, or looking at a solar film that can be put on the inside of the windows to reflect some of that radiant heat that's coming in. Color. So what you can do now is actually, if you put your hand on this brick, you can actually see the heat coming off that brick. So even right now, we are only at a day where we're probably only 80 degrees outside right now, and I'm getting a 110-degree reading off that brick with a non-insulated wall. More of a lighter color, reflective color here would be a little better for them. The other thing is, if people aren't completely in love with this, they can always do a layer of change this to a stucco on the outside and put in, foam board and stuff like that. As opposed to re-tearing out the inside, sometimes that's a good alternative, just because you're also not losing square footage or on the inside or outside. Also, what I do is I'm going around the home, and pretty soon I'll be going up on the roof because that's where their air conditioner unit is I take all of the numbers off from your air conditioners, your heat pumps, your heaters, and your water heaters. Where in this case, they have a Rinnai R85, which is a very efficient, that's a tankless water heater, on-demand hot water. Very efficient, very more efficient than a gas actual water heater, because you're not reheating that water, which is the big waste in the water heaters, is that when you're not using the water, as the temperature drives down, it reheats it. Temperature drops down, reheats it. So you get that cycle that you're using energy even when you're not needing. Not so in a Rinnai water tankless water heater where it's on demand. So that's saving their efficiency. So water heaters is not something I'm going to look at this home, except they do have a guest house, which I heard they do have a separate water heater on that they are renting to somebody right now. So, but I will take the model numbers off this. I will go up on the roof. I'll get the model numbers off the air conditioner. I'm checking for efficiency units You know, if I find older units, then we can calculate some efficiency as what it would be and what the cost savings would be on upgrading their HVAC equipment at that point.
Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to do a blower door test. What the blower door test does is it puts the house under negative pressure and it measures how much air filtration we have in here, which we can then convert into air changes per hour, and we can also convert into establishing and calculating the exact size of the hole had all those little holes been in one spot. So I'm going to go ahead and set up with that. Blower door is done in the door here. We'll make sure all external windows and doors are shut, but all internal doors are open. So now what we do with the infrared gun is we actually come around looking for spots, and as you can see here by these lights there are areas that it looks like at one time when they put those lights in they move back the insulation. So you have a patch there that looks like for some reason it's not insulation. I don't know if it's they have an unvented attic with ceiling foam insulation, but it looks like to me for some reason they're either thinner in that spot or didn't get underneath behind the lights. So what I do with this part for the homeowner is I actually will take a digital picture of this into thermal image, and I don't know if you can get the camera on that and see what that looks like, okay? But then what I do is I switch over, my camera allows me to then switch over to digital, where I take a digital picture of the same area. What's really nice on this is that actually, for example, in the light area, then when I take a picture of that light in the digital area and it matches up with a thermal image gun, they're going to know exactly where it was and say, oh yeah, I know those lights. So it helps when you're working with your contractors to get things fixed afterwards, that you can see where it's at, and of course you can see that the difference in the area right there. Okay, now over in this corner, this is the corner that matches up to the hole I took outside earlier. And it is hard because they have things there, but if you look really, really close, you can actually see that there's an extreme hot spot coming back off that. Like, so their normal walls are here running around the 78 to 80 degrees mark, but if I get back in that corner, I'm pumping up close to 90 degrees. It's not a hot day outside. So you can see that area, and as the sun went around, if we were here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 o'clock in the afternoon where the sun's coming more directly on that hole, we're actually going to see that spot would be much warmer, and that's the kind of things we find that not the normal person may not look at or see. And again, we'll take the thermal picture and the digital picture for them, so that they can match that up. And of course, because of their decorative there, they're going to very easily match up to what we have. Okay, now we finished the audit. I took my notes. We actually talked to the homeowner all the way through the audit and told them the things we found as we found them. But now I'm going to go back. I'm going to actually put this all into a nice report with the pictures I took, both outside with the digital camera, inside and outside with the thermal camera, write up some recommendations, give them some cost-saving estimates, and some different, if they ask for it, a list of vendors that can actually do these repairs. So at that point, we're on the way. It looks like we can do some things to this home that we can save them maybe 10-15% on their energy cost, exactly where they want it to be. Higher level home, not a really, really bad insulated home. We have some homes where we've actually went and saved them 30-40% on their energy bills. But also, that extra 15%, when they do go solar, and the limits of the solar they can have because of the amount of roof space they have, will be 10 to 15% now more effective in reducing their bills.